I would say welcome to the uh, pathology professional community town hall meeting. This is a format, a special meeting that is open to both members and non-members of the HSLT. This is a nice point to make that HSLT last year opened up also to non-members to join the pathology professional community. So we have roughly 40 people, pathologists that are not actually nowadays member or are not already member of HSLT that join the pathology professional community and are in the loop and receiving all the information from HSLT Connect. One point is that I would like, before starting, just to make the point that I send out many emails, personal emails for this meeting tonight, but usually the society is asking to use HSLT Connect, which is this platform that is sending out the communication to all the members of the communities. And some of you, I know that have placed the HSLT Connect to receive information 1 week or even 10 days. But I think it would be nice for the pathology professional community to be able to send out messages and being able to be received for the people just setting 1 or 2 days. This is my advice to facilitate communication. So tonight we have both members and non-members of the community. The agenda for tonight is just to present the current and incoming professional community leaders group, to show some membership statistics mainly related to HSLT in general. Highlights for the community at Boston next HSLT annual meeting, and also to present the pre-meeting days with academies and workshop, and then the planning for the future. The symposia proposal, we have to start to think about that for the annual Congress in 2026, and then updates about the standard guidelines document to update you on the current situation, both for heart and lungs, but also future ideas that can come up. And then present the webinar that is going to be in 1 week away, but also to plan the future webinars, and then taking up points and discussion or question from the audience. So this is the representative of our pathology professional community. My term will end at the end of April this year as chair of the pathology professional community, and also as a representative of the Leadership Advisory Forum. Then Vanatti will replace me after starting from May 2025, and she will last until 2027. So she's in charge of the organization of the next webinars for the years to come, and also for submission of the proposal for the next meetings next year. Then we have Federica Pizzuto, that is not with us tonight, but she sent her apologies. She will be in charge until 2026, and is a member and representative to Early Career and Training Committee. Then we have Francesca Lunardi, member and representative to the interdisciplinary network of the lung steering committees. And then we have Katarina Vasilev and Christina Kaufman, that they will stay until 2027 to favor continuation of the pathology professional community representative and leadership. I would like just to say that Vanati has been appointed to be chair for the incoming term, and also that Francesca Lunardi has been appointed as leader and chair of the IDS lung community. So I think we have to congratulate with them and gave our best wishes for a very fruitful works inside the HSLT group. Then what's about membership? As I already told you, we are in a good shape. We are the smallest really community, representing only 1% of all the HSLT professional community membership. But as I told you, we have roughly 36, 38 members, HSLT members. And then we have roughly the same number as non-members, but joining the pathology professional community. And I think this is a great opportunity for them to come closer to our community and to start to work, and maybe in the future becoming member of the of our professional community. This is the distribution of HSLT membership referred to the last year, and you can see that they are mainly physicians, and only we have 10% of trainee and 20% roughly on non-physicians member. According to the regional distribution, we have still a large representation inside our society of North American members, making up 2/3 of all the members. And we have still the second largest group, 16% coming from Europe. And this is the distribution for the interdisciplinary network we are belonging to. As far as the professional community and IDN meetings, the appointment is, of course, in Boston for the annual meeting. And in these slides, we have summarized the appointment that are mandatory for the people who are joining the Boston meeting. We have on Tuesday, 29 of April, our pathology professional community reception between 6 and 7 p.m. We will learn in Boston the place where the meeting will be held. And I invite all of you to join this meeting. And we will then have another important appointment that are the IDN breakfast that are between 7 and 8 in the morning before starting the meeting. And we have on the 28th of April, the IDN for FCS and PVD meetings. And the following day, on Tuesday, the meeting of IDN for the heart and lung meetings. They are important because it's a networking, a possibility to meet the leader of these groups and also to start to have a direct contact of all the members belonging to the professional pathology, but also to the IDN community. Then, you have already seen that this year the meeting has been anticipated to be held over the weekend, and this is a tentative approach to favor participation of the people. And we have a pre-conference workshops held on Saturday, the 26th of April, and there will be ICHLT, ACA, CTAP conference, the Academy on the Cardiogenic Shock, and also the Academy organized by the Lung Failure and Transplantation, IDN, and then a workshop also on diversity, equity, inclusion, and accessibility. The acronym is DEIA workshop, and you can find all the information about the pre-conference workshop that are free, but you have to enroll to participate in the pre-conference workshops. Then, as far as coming to our professional community, the work we have done during my mandate are two webinars. You know that HSLT asks each professional community to organize at least during 1 year one webinar. We have been productive, and we had our first pathology professional community webinar on June the 27th, and you can see in the slides that we have a total of 70 registrants, a live attendance of 29, but a YouTube views of 106. So this webinar was related to infection diseases, and so I think it was very well attended. And this was organized jointly with the contribution of the infectious diseases. Then we will have our second pathology webinar next week on the 18th of February at 2 p.m. And I would like to ask you if you are interested to register, because to participate you have to register in advance. I have prepared some other slides just to show the topics that we were, maybe Juliette, if you can allow me to share my screen, I can.
May I ask a question in the meantime, please?
Yes,
Yeah.
please.
So thanks for going over all of that, Annalisa. Very helpful. I was wondering, when I registered for the meeting, it said all the breakfasts were sold out. Can we still go?
I think then we have to ask Juliette to help us in answering this question.
I'm not sure if it's sold out. I'll have to check with Sue and Susie and see if there's a way you can still attend. But
Yeah, would be great because I really do agree. I looks like a great networking opportunity. The other thing is more, philosophically. I heard that, I heard a lot of people from Europe before saying that there is so much North American presence in ISHLT. So why is this kind of discrepancy between North America and Europe? Because, just looking at the pathology committee, there are a lot of people, very active pathologists from Europe. Why is it? I'm just curious.
Um, what I can say is that the main membership is placed in North America and Canada, but and the percentage of people coming from Europe is a small percentage. But as far as the pathology professional community, we have a large representation also from Europe. We can have a deep look into this and try to find some center that maybe are not attached to the HSLT, but maybe, for example, in Europe, there is another society, the European Society for Solid Organ Transplantation, that is training some people dealing with lung and heart diseases, transplantation. So maybe we can work a little bit and try to enroll more people from Europe. So we will take into consideration your point, Anya.
Oh, I was just curious what the reason may be. Thank you, Annalisa.
Yeah, the reason I think is just I would say the fact that maybe in Europe some center are not dealing only with transplantation, but pathologists are doing also other type of pathology, not only transplant pathology and monitoring. So I think it is more difficult. For example, I know in Spain that most pathologists are doing not only the transplant, but also other types. So joining our society can be expensive and not the main focus of the pathology, but we have to work on this. I think there are two people. Maya first, please.
Hi, yeah, just maybe adding a point of view from a younger European crowd. I think the cost is a large part of it because for European standards, memberships, the conference itself is the prices are quite high from what we are used to. So I think as a resident, getting started is a bit of a financial hurdle, especially for the European countries that aren't that are a bit financially less, where people earn less. So I'd say that's definitely a factor for the younger crowd.
Yeah. I think this is a point. The society is open, especially to favor trainee and maybe to favor also members from low or middle income countries to favor the participation. So there is quite clear to the society that we have to be particularly open to this part of our members and our community to favor enrollment in the society. But the society, what I can say nowadays is much open than in the past, and also non-members can start work inside the society. So there is not so strict rules as in the past. I think also Martin has wants to say something in this regard.
Yeah, we did survey this 12, 15 years ago, and we found out that the majority of American centers, that when you speak to their cardiologists and pulmonologists, have no idea who their pathologists are. They're very much just people who just do this, and they're not integrated into the teams. I mean, there are exemplar sites, and our great friends Greg and Jerry and all the others represent those. But many of the sites didn't know even who their pathologists were. And I think on the European side, there's been much more integration of pathology into the clinical teams. And therefore, that's why more of them have come forward. So I think one is the sort of multidisciplinary, interdisciplinary framework that ISHLT works with the working patterns that many Europeans have. But I think, we're well represented in Europe and have been for years. I think it's the Asia Pacific area where we need to really concentrate our focus. And knowing we've got the Sydney meeting coming up, that's something we as a community need to do.
It's a pity that, thank you for this point, Martin, pointing to the awareness of our society for these regions to enroll people and to contact people. The idea of organizing a meeting in Sydney is just to be open to this part of the world. And so I think it will be important to try to participate to the Sydney meeting. And the idea I've been with the Leadership Advisory Forum and board meetings at the end of January, few days ago, and there is this idea of try to involve young people from this area to be part of the society, and maybe to organize regional meetings, maybe jointly with regional society, to favor the participation of young people and the future of the society. So yes, this is something that we are looking for.
Lisa, can I make a comment, please?
Yes, Francesca, please. Francesca Lunardi from Padua.
Okay, I'm Francesca Lunardi for the new pathologists that are facing up with this society, with our society. I'm Francesca Lunardi. I'm a pathologist, a lung pathologist, and I work at the University of Padua. And I am now the pathology community leader in the Advanced Lung Failure and Transplantation Steering Committee. I would like to follow up the comment of Maya that I fully agree, because in particular for residents and trainees, there is a big problem for the participation in the annual conferences, not only for the registration, but also for the flights, for the accommodation. But what I would like to say to the new potential members of the society that maybe are not so don't use to go to this conference, that ISHLT gives the opportunity to have some kinds of travel awards to participate. Indeed, when we present some abstracts, usually in the middle of October, and if the abstracts are accepted, we can ask for the travel award. And for example, for presentations, for oral presentations, we have the opportunity to have both the registration and also a fee to participate to the annual conference. So I think that it could be a nice opportunity, not only for participating in this important multidisciplinary conference, but also to present our data, our cases, our clinical cases, our research. And I think that it is also a great opportunity to become even more involved in the transplant pathology, and so also in this community. I think that it is a great opportunity for young, not only for young, for everyone, but I think for pathologists to be more involved.
Thank you, Francesca. I think is a very well taken point, just to to say that the society is trying in all the way they can to support the young fellows. So the message for everybody tonight will be, if you have a trainee or a junior, please ask them to take part to the junior trainee early career community, so to start to be active inside the society. So any other comments or points to raise? I would like just to thank the people that participate in the webinar of last June, but also to tell that we have organized a webinar on active inflammatory end stage heart and lung disease, to do or not to do, at 2 p.m. AST time and 7 p.m. UTC on Tuesday, 18th of February 2025. So the topics is inflammatory pathology, discussing the challenges in patient listed for transplantation, and there will be both heart and lung expert to discuss the major point. I have put a couple of slides just to remind everybody that there will be Annette Jackson from Duke University as an introduction to speak about the immunologist perspective of complex inflammatory milieu. Then Fiorella Calabrese to speak on end-stage lung disease, what the pathology has to look for. And then Maya Neik-Ost from the University of Vienna, what do the pathologies to look for, in this case, heart disease and in post-transplant biopsy. Then there will be a open discussion, so I will force everybody to join these interesting webinars in 1 week time, and to send around the information to have people also outside the HSLT members. As far as the ongoing project, because the town hall is meant to present what has been done, what we are doing, what will be the appointment at the Boston meeting, but also to think about proposals for task force, guidelines, and the work we are doing inside our group. So we have actually at the moment an important project, the guidelines on the explanted hearts. I am still waiting for the last few contributions. I think up to now I have received around 80% of contributions submitted by all the members of the task force. So I'm just waiting for the last few to come in, and then I will prepare a first draft that I will make circulating before the Boston meeting. I don't know if since all the members of the task force for the guidelines will not be at the Boston meeting, I think we have not dedicated a special meeting, but we will speak about the draft at the pathology professional community meeting on the 29th. I will make circulating all the information as soon as possible. Then I would like to ask Francesca to speak about the lung because as far as the art is concerned, at this moment we have only the project on guidelines. So Francesca, if you want to say and to present all the different projects that are quite important that the lung pathology community is presenting and supporting.
Well, concerning the guidelines that are ongoing, there is a big group of lung pathologists, and not only lung pathologists, but lung professionals who are strongly involved in the acute rejection guidelines. So I know that they are working on that. They have started the systematic review. In particular, the abstract screening has already stopped, has already been concluded, and they are moving on the text evaluations, text analysis. And I know that the leaders are, but also all the group, the whole group is working hard to go forward in as fast as possible. Moreover, I know that also the guidelines that were have been written about MR are also ongoing, and I hope they are going to be published as soon as possible. And then I see that there is Anya, but I don't know if she has some updates about the explant lungs evaluation and standardization.
Yes, thank you. That was submitted to the guidelines committee again, like the second time, because they wanted to have more representation outside of North America. So we included more people, and so I'm waiting now to hear back from them if that is now approved. As soon as it's approved, we will send an email to everyone who is involved and volunteered, and we'll get that started.
I would like also to add another information about the role of a pathologist in the ALAD guidelines. So the acute lung allograft dysfunction guidelines. So there are some pathologists who are involved in this multidisciplinary writing group and are trying to define better this new entity, this new clinical entity that must be better defined. So I think that our role is becoming even more crucial also in these guidelines, and I think that it is good, an important sign, an important aspect that in the, as you have already told, in the last years have becoming really, really more crucial. So I'm really happy about it. And I don't know if you want about some important research studies that we are conducting at the University of Padova. We have a project that was presented during the last town hall in August, if I correctly remember. And it is a project about the molecular characterization, molecular and pathological characterization of neoplasia in explant lungs. And the principal investigator is Federica Pezzuto, and I know that some centers have decided to collaborate, and also we have already the MTA that was accepted by the ethical committee, so we are moving forward on this. After that, we have another important project about the use of artificial intelligence algorithm in the identification of chronic rejection, in chronic lung rejection. And also for this, we have some centers that have already been included, but if there are some pathologists, some centers that would like to participate on it, we are open to collaborations, and the principal investigator is Professor Calabrese, Fiorella Calabrese, and we have also another project about ELAD So some pathological characterization of biopsies at the time of ALAD diagnosis. So also for this, we aim to include more centers as we can. And I don't know if you have some interesting projects that you would like to share, or what you would like to ask something or explore collaboration. I don't know.
Thank you, Francesca. I think the lung part of the pathology professional community is quite active at the moment, but also this possibility that the Padua group is offering for collaboration is an example on how we can move and we can create a networking inside our group. I don't know if there are other projects or points regarding the heart. I know that there is some idea to produce a document on a classification of cardiomyopathies coming from a group from Canada, but I don't have any other information regarding this. And so as soon as we get more information, I will make a message circulating on and see how we can proceed in this field. Any other comments or idea for projects that can be presented or proposed? Please raise your hand and illustrate the project. Otherwise, another option will be to make a call and present the project and ask for participation of our members. Then, as before concluding the meeting, I think one important point is to look for the next duty that we will have. We have to start to think to the topics of the next webinars, and also topics for the next proposals for the next meetings next year in 2026 in Toronto. Last year, we have been very successful. A lot of people contributed with ideas and proposals, and there have been quite a lot of work in trying to homogenize or to share proposals also with other professional communities, because I think one of the winning aspect is that if the proposals are multidisciplinary, they will have a chance to be successful more than just to be presented by our pathology professional community. So as soon as you have ideas, it's important to make them circulating inside our group, but also to find contact with the other professional community. This is my experience last year, and also previous experience. I think also Anya did a great job in the past year for the proposals. I don't know if someone wants already to propose topics for the webinars or for the next year proposal to be submitted for the annual meeting. If not, I think is important that anyway you start to think about these points, and then when we will be in Boston or later on, we can have another meeting and try to discuss and put together good proposals for the HSLT program. I don't know if you have any questions. Yes, Martin, please.
I was going to say, thinking even further ahead, if we are thinking about some sort of pathology academy for when the society meeting goes to Sydney in 2027, then we need to be getting on and cracking with that to know what it will look like, what we want to put into it. Is it something we do sort of towards Singapore end of the world on the way out, or do we do it at Sydney when we get out there, or do we do both? I think there's, from speaking to people, there is a genuine desire and need for it in that part of the community, and it would receive support within the society. But those sort of decisions will be made quite far ahead, and it may be that the small group needs to convene in Boston to start thinking it through.
Thank you, Martin, for pointing to this aspect. We have never organized, as far as I am concerned, a pathology academy before, just before the meeting, but you are right. If we would like to organize something, we need to start at least a couple of years before to think what we would like to put in. And so your point is well taken, and we can start to think about this possibility. And as soon as we have identified a couple of leaders of this, we can convene and try to discuss something and touch down maybe in Boston to organize.
Yeah, I think if you're able to convene a small working group starting in Boston, then circulates to the whole of the pathology community. But if we wait to get the community together to decide who's going to do it, we'll end up running out of time.
Yeah.
So it shouldn't be difficult to do, but we want to get as many people engaged as possible.
Yeah, I think I can get in touch with you, and maybe we can start to think how to arrange something in Boston with the people that will be there, and maybe have some idea to start to post the base for then to have a larger involvement, but just to start. You are
Yeah,
right.
I think it's not trying to keep people out who don't go to Boston. It's merely to say, use that opportunity to get it started and then pull the people in.
Yeah.
May I make a
Absolutely.
suggestion, Annalisa?
Yeah,
Of
Katerina, please go ahead.
Great. I'm Katerina Vasiliev. I'm currently the MCS representative of our community. I just thought of organizing a meeting here in Sofia, but if this is of interest to you, we can convert it into a trial session of the symposium for Sydney or for Singapore. Sofia is cheap for accommodation and flights, etc. So it would be an opportunity just to, run through the entire program and to present it to Eastern European countries.
Okay, but do you mean, are you thinking to have a sort of a regional meeting in Sofia, or to have
I was thinking about something involving both heart and lung, or the effect of heart disease on lung, or the opposite. But if you know, you are going to start, or we are going to start to organize a meeting in Sydney, if there is such a desire, we could do it next year as a trial session in Eastern Europe to see how it works, or if it could be adjusted afterwards. First trial is usually not the best, so we could improve further.
Yeah. This could be also an idea because the society was thinking to regional meetings, and we can further elaborate on this. This could be something not just in competition, but as a step
Not a competition,
before
beforehand.
Yeah.
I can assure you there will be no cost for rooms, etc. It will be at the Bulgarian Academy of Science. I just spoke with my department boss. I've been organizing something different, and she assured me that I have the full support of the entire department, and everything will be for free. The rooms, etc. So there will be no cost.
Okay. This is a great opportunity, and we can start to think and to elaborate and to ask for people that are willing to be involved for the organization, for the program, and so on.
Right. So I can easily switch my program to something different and apply it. I need to apply again, you know, but otherwise I can simply change it.
Okay. So maybe if you have something already planned or in your mind, we can share with the group and see if they agree or if they want to
Participate.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
So in this way, it would be also a great opportunity to reach out further to Eastern Europe, because there are many centers which start their transplant program, and as already mentioned by Maya, there are many who cannot afford the registration costs for the meeting or even the membership fee. And as I heard from Sweden, from my Swedish colleagues, and don't even get the allowance to attend the conference. So not only they are not being paid, but they're not getting the time off. So it's increasingly difficult from parts of Europe to attend this meeting or even to engage in the society.
Yeah. So let's start maybe Maya also, that is placed in Vienna, can be a name to start and with you, Katarina, and I don't know, maybe Martin or even maybe Anya.
I would be
can,
happy
and
to be involved.
Same,
yeah,
Yeah, sounds great.
Yeah.
yeah, and all the other people, because we are open. So just think and then let us know your willingness to participate in this idea, in this program.
No, actually, I have also made contact with my colleague in St. Petersburg. He is the head of department, and he is specialized in infectious diseases, and they have about 1,000 autopsies per year. So it's extremely interesting which kind of organisms they isolate in different settings, etc. So I was actually thinking of involving also more colleagues from Eastern Europe. As far as I know, I don't think we have a full register of the centers which started, but maybe the surgeons can help here because they are the best informed. Right.
Yeah, and also there is another member from Marton Sagi that can be involved also in the organization, and so I think there are
Yes, it is possible,
people.
yes.
Yeah. Thank you. You are close to Sofia, and you can be one more column for the organization.
Right. So I think the Academy will be quite happy to collaborate with any kind of society which is medical. So as we want to establish a medical program in this research field. So wonderful. Thank you. I will take it forward, and we can discuss everything in Boston or afterwards.
Or even before.
Or even before, exactly, to draft it. It's much easier to discuss it face to face than online. It's dragging out, and not even I cannot always check my emails, so it's a bit of delaying things.
But Caterina, if you have already a draft or some ideas about the layout of the meeting and so on, you can maybe make circulating, and we can be ready for Boston to be proactive.
No, but this is the department I'm working in. It's more intelligence. So it's some kind of digitalization, etc. So I was thinking more about digital pathology, effects, how to measure things, to involve radiologists. So we can go now in completely different direction here and focus it on the transplant field. So then it would be infection detection, probably how to develop programs, how to detect it, how to make algorithms, etc. To fit it more into the program of the Academy.
Yeah. So a lot of ideas going around. Yeah. And so any other comments, suggestions? But please think to the other aspect, topics for the next webinars that could be planned before the summer, and not too close to the Boston meeting. And also the proposals for the Toronto meeting in 2026 that will start to be collected during May after the Boston meeting. So are there any other points that anyone want to make? If not, we are just running out of time, so I would like to thank you for joining us today, and for sure see you not in Boston, but next week at the webinar on the 18th of February. Please sign in, enroll for the webinar, and then see you in Boston.